Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up. Now, why y'all bullied that girl Kiki so much that the girl had to cancel her damn interview with Jonathan Majors? Shame on you guys. You guys have made this woman sacrifice her journalistic integrity because you guys was mad. Yeah, that's right, you guys. Apparently, Keke Palmer, actually, she had already done the interview with Jonathan Majors. They just decided to scrap the interview. They have removed it from her lineup for her show. Baby, This is Kiki. You guys know she has her podcast and she does interviews. And she had an interview set up with Jonathan Majors. The name of the interview was called No Easy Answers, Accountability and Moving Forward with Jonathan Majors. Okay. And this was part of Jonathan Majors, who's doing promotions for his movie Magazine Dreams that he's in. I am just going to say that everybody that I know who have seen that movie says that it is phenomenal. Everybody that I know who have seen the movie has said that he would have definitely gotten an Oscar nomination had his whole career not taken a severe left turn with Grace Jabari and those domestic abuse accusations. We won't forget what a talent Jonathan Majors was or is. Even with us remembering what happened with Grace, just knowing what the work that he had put out before that, his trajectory of his career and how well it was going. I mean, that man was really, he was one of those people that we knew at some time he was going to get an award. All the shit that happened completely derailed that. No more promise of Oscar nominations or any other award for that matter because of what happened. But this man has been fighting and clawing to get himself back to where he was, okay? We're going to give him that. We're going to give him that. This man did not go and hide in the shadows and try to be quiet and sit off to the side and all that. He was like, damn it, I'm going to find my way back into these people's heart the best way that I can, okay? And he done hooked up with Megan Good because most black people like Megan Good and everything. They ended up getting married and now they say that the girl is pregnant, all right? So there is that, all right? But, and I feel like that is a definite step towards trying to rehabilitate your image. But, you know, he's also been trying to do all these other things. Like I said, like the title said, trying to take accountability. This interview was another way of him trying to take accountability for what he's done. But of course, it hasn't been able to be done because they have decided to cut the interview. But apparently, Kiki was feeling kind of bad because she said that we live in a society where, you know, we want people to take real accountability for things, you know, but then also sometimes that society does not give that person a chance to do so. So, you know, this was kind of her way of trying to give Jonathan Majors like that space to maybe try to appeal to the people, you know, so people can kind of see where he's coming from or maybe see that he's changed and all that. There definitely was, I don't know, it just feels like Jonathan, because of the way that they came after his career, came after everything, washed it out, and then, you know, Grace ended up dropping her damn charges, dropping her lawsuit. So really nothing happened. He just lost his whole career really for nothing, because now she's saying, I guess with her dropping it, is that her saying that it didn't happen, even though they leaked the audio of her and him talking and him saying that he don't know what happened when he next to her. He has to aggress her, child. Anyway, But I feel like Jonathan had made some people mad, and he had to pay for it, and that was the way that he had to pay for it. But I feel like he feels like he can still get back out there. So, I mean, that man, he got some stick-to-itness, that's for sure. Damn, I turned on the air and it feel like it. Nigga don't feel like I can feel it. Is it coming? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying not to have it blow in the phone, but it's just hot. It's hot. It's hot. Now, people feel like Jonathan has never taken accountability. I feel like he's trying. I do feel like he's trying. Whether or not the people are going to accept it is another matter. But I do think that this man is trying whatever the hell he can to get himself back out there that way. Okay? So, what do you guys think, though? Because that's been the argument. People say that he hasn't taken accountability, and I guess the people that knew him before he became Jonathan Majors all say that, you know, it's all an act, that he's still the same way, that he's the biggest asshole and all of that, you know. And I was like, Megan done married an asshole? I still can't believe these two got married, but anyway. Oh, it's getting hot, y'all. Let's move on to the next story. All right, you guys. So Chris Brown, you guys know that Chris Brown is celebrating 20 years in the music industry. I think this is his 20th year in the music industry, and because of that, he decided to launch another tour. And I was shocked because I was just like, he just came off a tour, a very successful tour, you know. But yet I was surprised. But one of the new girl that we hired, remember I told you guys that we hired somebody that took my old position? She's young. She's only like 20 something. And she was so excited about going to the Chris Brown concert the day that the tickets went on sale. That's all she talked about all day, is them damn tickets. And then she finally was able to get some tickets, and she was so excited. And I was just like, oh, I didn't even know he was still, okay, but he is. He got another tour. This is called the Breezy Bowl XX World Stadium Tour, or 20 Roman numerals maybe. It's either double X or the Roman numerals 20, which it probably is Roman numerals 20 because it's 20 years, right? But yeah, that is his stadium tour, and promises to be all the bee's knees. If you missed Chris Brown before, this is your chance to see him again, okay, flying around the thing and doing all his dances and whatnots. Chris Brown decided to do his concert goers a solid, his fans, and tell them in his concert the other day that he had been noticing that they were wearing red bandanas to his concerts, okay? Could be kids, young babies walking around with red rags on, okay? And maybe if you're not affiliated, or if you don't know anything about gangs, you don't know that red rag is the symboled rag for the blood gang. Okay, we know he's Briss, Breezy, Briss. We know that that's who he is. However, you know, that's not who you guys are. And we just don't need any type of misunderstanding or nothing. So maybe you guys don't need to wear the red rags to the concerts. How about you guys go and buy some brown rags? Buy you some brown bandanas. Okay, Chris is the one that's put the word out, so this is for everybody that's going to be going to his concerts. You wear your brown bandanas, not the red rags, because you would hate for little Dante to come up there and shoot you because you got on this red rag and you can't tell the people what set you from. Okay, we just trying to help you out. Leave them red rags at home. I know they sell them at the beauty supply, but they got all the other colors. Don't get blue either. Leave the blue and the red alone. You say he wouldn't want, you know, he wants to keep this whole tour positive. He don't want no misunderstandings. So y'all just listen to Chris and don't wear the red rags. Okay? Next story. All right, you guys, next story up. Okay, so it seems that the Billboard magazine has put out a staff ranking list of the best female rappers of all time. Now, you guys know that these lists always cause a lot of controversy. But these lists are man-made. They are just someone's opinion. And these lists do not have to agree with what you believe might be the best female rapper of all time. Okay? So I don't need anybody to get too upset about this list, because it is just somebody's opinion. And it doesn't have to mean that it is your favorite. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you guys what the criteria was, and then I'm gonna read the list from number 25 all the way up to number 1, and you guys are welcome to leave your opinions in the comments on whether or not you agree with this list. You can change it around however you want, add people, delete people, do all what you want. Okay, I'm just here to give you the news. Okay, so the criteria is these artists have to have charted singles, albums. They have to have gold or platinum certifications. They have to have had a cultural impact on the people, influence, longevity in their career, lyrical flow, the lyrics and the flow. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so that's what the criteria was, and with that in mind, let's get to the list. Coming in at number 25, we have Tierra Whack. Okay. Not real familiar with Miss Tierra Whack, but she made number 25. Number 24 is Doechii. Doechii will probably move up that list as time goes on. She is such a dope rapper. We have Gangsta Boo. May she rest in peace. Okay. Lady of Rage, who I will always say never got the shine that she should have gotten, because she got wrapped up with Death Row right when they were about to fall. Okay. Her album came out. It was such a good album. And I remember that album specifically because when they broke into Mr's house, when he and I first got together, they had just broken into his apartment and they stole all his CDs. And the one CD that they dropped right in the doorway to let us know that they had broken there was the Lady of Rage CD, laying right there, face up, okay, telling that the motherfuckers that came through the window and stole this shit. God don't like ugly, though. God don't like ugly, though. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, moving on. Number 21, we have Glorilla. Okay, F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. Then we have at number 20, Moni Love. Excuse me, but I think that I'm about to get into exactly what it seems about to do. I can't even think of her rhyme right now, but that's Moni Love. That's a little line that she had to do in Ladies First. Then coming in at number 19, we got Big Lotto. 18, we have Remy Ma. Number 17, we have Rhapsody. 16 is Doja Cat. Number 15 coming in is Meg Thee Stallion. Number 14 is Left Eye. May she rest in peace. We miss Left Eye still to this day. Trina came in at number 13. Da Brat at number 12. Cardi B at number 11. Foxy Brown at 10. Eve came in at number 9. Roxanne Shante came in at number 8, because I'm the ROXANNE. Roxanne is who I be. Number 7 is Salt and Pepper. Number 6 is MC Lyte. Number 5, Queen Latifah. Number 4, Lil' Kim. Number 3, Lauryn Hill. Number 2, Missy Elliott. And number 1, Nicki Minaj. I will admit that I don't agree with this list 100%, not wholeheartedly, but, you know, the people that's on here, I feel like they deserve to be here. Maybe just change up the order a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, I don't know if I agree with those top 10s, the order anyway. But like I said, this is just somebody's opinion, so these things don't even matter. So I don't care that they have, you know, Nicki as number 1 or Queen Latifah as number 5, Foxy Brown as number 10, Cardi B comes before Da Brat. Like, really? Like, just some of the order of this, you know. And then some of these people, I'm just like, how they got on the list? So yeah, but y'all welcome to tell me what you think about the list, how you feel about it. who, like I said, additions, subtractions, change the order. Put all that down there in the below, and we gonna move on to the next story. All right, you guys, congratulations are in order to our girl Kandi Burruss Tucker. She is making history. Not just Kandi. I feel like Kandi is, because she is the face, like because we know Kandi from being on Real Housewives of Atlanta and everything, everybody keeps wanting to say that Kandi and Todd are the ones that produced Othello, which they do. But they are not the only ones on the team. They're part of a production team of people that they're on. So while Kandi is getting all of the accolades, shout out to Nene, there are other people that are also helping produce the play. But we can still big up Kandi because, you know, she's our girl. I mean, we remember her from Real Housewives of Atlanta. It hasn't been that long, you know, and so it's just been great to see. But they said that Othello has been the highest grossing play to debut on Broadway ever. It's made $2.8 million in the first 8 premiere shows that they had, and it beat out Harry Potter and the Cursed Child that hit the $2.7 million record back in 2023. Okay, so they're doing very well. And everybody is talking about going to go see Othello. If they didn't go during those premiere times, which seems to be the times when all the celebrities were going and everything, you know, people are still talking about making special trips to go to New York to see Othello. This is not a tour. I think that's going to be. I mean, this is not a play that's going to be on tour. At least I don't believe it is, but maybe. But yeah, you guys. I mean, and Denzel, who makes it very clear that he is not a Hollywood actor. He is a Broadway stage actor who also does films. You know, he started on Broadway. That is where he's gotten his training from. So he wants to make it very clear that he feels very comfortable on the stage. This is what he likes to do. He loves the whole lights, camera, action of it all. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal says that, you know, he worked his whole career to have this moment. Like, this is his moment right now, is doing this play. And they say that Othello is doing very well. I think the play is the classic Shakespeare play. I think they said it's set in modern times, so they've kind of put a spin on it so that it'll be a little bit more relatable to the people. Definitely something that I want to see. But good for them. But even better for Kandi and Todd. Like, I feel like Kandi is definitely in that, like, she is in that, I don't want to say that she's like at the top right now, because I'm sure she's young. She feels like she can still keep going, you know, higher and higher and higher, but she is definitely in that moment right now. She looks good. She lost all that weight. She got her stylist together. You know, her life is going well. We see her daughter. You guys see that Riley is about to be on Next Up, which is a show about Bravo reality stars, their children. So Riley is going to be on there, and there's going to be another black girl. I don't know. I don't watch, if it ain't Potomac or Atlanta, I don't watch any of the other ones, so I don't know the people. But it's Bravo Celebrity Stars children that's going to be on this show. So, like, Riley is doing well. You know, Kandi's businesses are doing well. Even somebody told me that OLG didn't close down permanently. They just said that it was getting remodeled. I have read that it was closed permanently, but that wasn't no official nothing. So maybe, you know, maybe they will be coming back. So good for her for that. But yeah, just definitely Kandi's moment. Like, definitely Kandi's time. Seeing her at that premiere party, and like all of the, you know, like all of the who's people, like giving her a hug and like fighting to get to her and to talk to her and all that. Like, not fighting, but, you know, really trying to, like, she's the moment, she's the woman. And I'm happy for her. I'm glad that she left Real Housewives of Atlanta on her own terms. I'm glad that she was, you know, doing well. She wasn't at that point where we were sick of her anyway and it was time for her to go. Like, she, even though it was time for her to go, but like, she's done well. I'm happy for Kandi. I hope that you know, that Broadway thing continues to be something that she's successful at, her and Todd. because I think that she deserves it. Good for her. Okay, so yeah, congratulations to Kandi Burruss Tucker, Mr. Todd Tucker, and the rest of the production team. You guys are doing big things. I hope it just continues on for you all. Next story. All right, you guys. So Terrence Howard was on an interview. He was on a podcast, child. So many fucking podcasts. He was on the PBD podcast. And he was talking about his adventures with Puffy. Okay, Sean Combs, if you will. Mama named him. He was just talking about how, you know, like his whole interaction with Puffy has always been strange. You know, like Puffy had told him one time that he wanted to like hang out with him or something. Maybe he could help him become a better actor. He needed him like as an acting coach. So he said that he would go over there to Puffy, and he said Puffy would just kind of stare at him and look at him weird. And I was just like, now you guys know Terrence is also a known asshole. So I'm like, Terrence, are you putting 20 on 10? Because it's very odd for somebody to just have you over just for them to stare at you. So like, what really happened there, Terrence? But Terrence is adamant. He says that the man just stared at him and he thought it was very odd. He said another time that, you know, Puffy told him that he knows that he's a musician and everything, and maybe he could do some music shit with him. You know, maybe they can hook up over that. And so he was like, okay, yeah, bet. And so they got together. And he said it was more more of the weird, just kind of staring at me and not really doing anything. And he was like, I just don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, every time I get around him, it's weird, you know? So then he got invited to something else. And he was talking to his assistant like, I don't know, this dude is weird. Like, why does he keep inviting me to stuff? He don't really say nothing. Like, what? And he said, his assistant said, well, I think he's trying to fuck you. Okay? And he said, well, that put a whole new spin on things because, you know, that maybe that's the reason why Puffy is looking at him so longingly. You know, maybe he has some desires of his heart, you know, and maybe that's the reason why. So, you know, Terrence said that he is a real man. Now, these are Terrence's words, okay? He's a real man, and when you come, you know, when you step to a real man like that, you got to be ready for a real man reaction, okay? So, he don't play that shit. He let everybody know he don't play that shit. He not gay. He don't do the gay shit in Hollywood. He don't bend over. He don't do the bending. He don't do none of that, okay? He say that he don't play gay roles. He don't kiss no man. He's like, because he ain't never seen a man who's given away his manhood ever recover. He say he don't do that shit, okay? So don't play him that way, all right? I mean, just an anecdotal story about Puffy and Terrence, you know. But again, Terrence, like I said, Terrence, he can have some asshole-ish ways. And so I'm just wondering, like, what is more to that story? Because the man just brought you over there so he can stare at you? Like, what? We know Puffy is a bit of a mouth breather. You can just see Puffy over there with his toothpick just looking at him. You lying, Terrence. Nobody was up there staring at you like that with your pretty self. Terrence is a pretty man, you know, so maybe some men just can't take it. Maybe they just can't take it. They just don't know what to do with themselves when they get around Terrence. Anyway, y'all. That's that on that. Let's move on to the next story. All right, Baka. You know, and not like us when Kendrick says, and Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Well, did you guys know that Baka is actually a person? I mean, you know, you guys probably know that by now, but at the time I didn't know who Baka was. Okay, turns out Baka is actually Baka No Joke. I think that's his name, because now it's a typo. It say not nos on my words here. And I know that's not his name. I think it is Baka No Joke. I think that's what it is. No choke. No, not nice. No. Maybe it's Baka Not Nice. Maybe it's just supposed to be an I instead of an O. Not nice, not no. Yes, maybe it's not nice. Anyway, Baka Not Nice had an interview with Hot Freestyle on Monday. And in it, the Canadian rapper, now he's a Canadian rapper, he was talking about how hot he was, like hot like fish grease, okay, like pissed when Not Like Us dropped, and Kendrick shot them strays at Party Next Door, Baka, No Joke, or Not Nice, and Chubbs, or is it Chubb, whatever his name is. But those are the friends that that Kendrick is talking about. Baka wanted to respond, okay, because he's a rapper, right? That's what they do. And then just as a man, like, you ain't gonna just come say no shit about me and I don't say nothing. Men usually want to address those kind of things. And what is it that we're addressing? Well, the weird case that Kendrick is talking about is actually the case of a 22-year-old girl who has a lawsuit in on Baka Not Nice, saying that she was prostituted by him, that he prostituted her out, and then he stole all her money. Okay, add an insult to injury. Nigga, I ain't fucked all these motherfuckers just for you to take my damn cash, now did I? Okay, so yeah, there is a lawsuit in. The way that Kendrick said it in the song, you would actually think that Baka's case had something to do with children, but it doesn't. It has to do with prostitution, which is bad as well. Okay, but just clearing that up. So I guess Baka wanted to make sure that the people knew what it was, okay, because he was mad. And he said that his homeboy Drake was actually the person that told him, that talked him off of the ledge, and was just like, hey, I know how you feel. I know how you feel, bro. I know how you feel, bro. Like the kids say, bro. I know how you feel, bro, but just let that shit just slide off. Don't even worry yourself about it, because any more attention that's brought to it is gonna blow it up even more. Even though I don't know how that song could get blown up any more than it was. Shit. But Drake was just like, let's just leave it between us two. And the rest of them, they just kind of had to deal with it. Now, Party Next Door, baby girl. That song is so bad. Every time it come on, and then the music is all like ting 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 ting, baby girl. It's awful. It's awful. Who told them that song was okay, y'all? Every time I look, I do kind of like this light thing, but do it kind of make me look weird too? Let's see. How that look? Trying something new, y'all. Trying something new. And I got on a nude color lipstick, so I think my whole face just kind of looked nude and orange and shit. But anyway, yeah, y'all. So Baka say he just left it alone, but he really wanted to say something. What was you gonna say, Baka? I mean, we don't really know them guys like that. Maybe over in Ontario, maybe over in Canada, they know him. I don't know who Baka is. That's all. That's that on that, y'all. Let's move on to the next. And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, just two real quick stories that I saw. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I've been seeing the Obama's name in negative news lately, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like they're under attack. But I don't know what else is going on. I don't know what's going on here, but I did see that there apparently was some rumor going around that they were getting a divorce. Because back when was that? The inauguration. Remember when Michelle Obama said that she was not going to the inauguration? I mean, it was on her birthday, or like her birthday weekend or something like that. And she just simply said she wasn't going. We already knew that she cannot stand the Trumps. Okay, she don't like Melania. She definitely ain't doing it for Donald, so she didn't go. I thought that it was the general understanding of, why am I going faking the funk? First of all, I don't like them, they don't like me. Secondly, it's my birthday week. And thirdly, is I'm not the president. I don't have to go. Okay, they do everything the way they want to do shit, so why can't I do the things that the way I want to do it? If I don't want to go, I'm saying I'm not going. Michelle said that she has made it a point to do exactly what she wants to do. now that she's not in the White House. Okay, that for 8 years she was basically told what she had to do, and she had to do that for the betterment of this country and for the position that she was in. Now she ain't in that position, and she ain't playing, she ain't going by their rules. She doing what the fuck she want to do. Okay, but yeah, I have been seeing, I saw something, somebody was talking about, I think, what was that? I saw somebody talking about feeling like they should be more involved in the politics of what was going on right now with where our country is headed, and them not necessarily liking the fact that, who was that? I just saw it the other day. Child, the memory is fucked up. But anyway, they were saying basically that Michelle and Barack are kind of purposely staying out of the political fray right now, and that they're talking about stuff that really don't matter. Okay, basically. And to that, I probably will say that they probably feel like they have given way too much to this argument, for this country to turn around and do what it did, and they probably was salty like the rest of us was, and didn't want to, it took some time for us to come around to this. Okay, some people still not. All right. But I know that they probably had the same feeling that I had, was like, you know what, fuck this country. It's gonna disappoint you every damn time. Why do I have to keep investing my time and energy into this place? And they turn their back on me every time. So that's probably where they are. But yeah, it is interesting that they are not in the they ain't doing nothing with it. Barack will mention his presidency every now and then, but honey, Michelle and her brother got this podcast that, honey, they done moved on. Michelle done books, stories, interviews, and on all of them, she basically say marriage is hard. So it's like, I can see where the rumor is coming from, is because every time you turn around, Michelle is out there telling everybody, it ain't all rainbows and, unicorns and shit, So that's why people are saying, oh, there might be some trouble in paradise. And it could be. I mean, because ups and downs to marriages, that's exactly what Michelle is trying to tell you guys, But they're saying no, they are nowhere near divorce. It's nothing like that. It's just that Michelle is now making it a point to say what she is and is not going to do, and then she continues to do that. Okay, so everybody might as well get used to it. All right, how do you guys feel about that, though? I know this was a quickie, but I kind of turned it into a thing. But yeah, you guys, what y'all think about the fact that we don't see Barack and Michelle? Like, to me, I feel like they probably are like, we done did all this for everybody, and look what the country did to us. Well, why we got to still be out here fighting and frustrating ourselves? Okay, because that's all it is frustrating yourself, because you ain't doing nothing. I mean, Barack and Michelle can't do nothing. I mean, their influence is there, but influence don't mean a whole lot these days, child. Trust me. All right, so anyway, that's that on that. Also, I just saw that Prada bought Versace from Capri Holdings for $1.4 billion. Okay, Capri Holdings is the luxury house that owned Versace. Apparently, Versace was having some money problems and stuff, and Prada then stepped in and bought them up. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, I don't know what that means, if that changes anything for Versace. No, it probably doesn't. Just they are owned by Prada now, so maybe changing some of their fashions. But yeah, anyway, y'all, that's that on that. That's that on that. I ain't got too much else to say. Y'all let me know what you think about everything that I said there. I'm gonna get on off of here. All right, you guys, we do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars.